Welcome to my first video on the Baller on a Budget series. Beginning your financial journey is rough, especially for a young person if you haven't been educated in how to get started. Normally what happens is you either A, spend too much money on excess before building your foundation, or B, barely get by and never really think about building. You get by, you pay your bills, and you live an A to B life. I can respect that because you're being responsible, but I want to talk about how to build, starting with the basics. Some of the stuff I'm going to say is going to be exactly that, pretty basic, but these are things that I didn't know growing up. These are things that I didn't know as a young adult, and there's no shame in not knowing some of this stuff. Now, again, this is for people who have made up their mind that they want to be a responsible adult, a young king, a young queen, but don't have the exact know-how on how to get started. You obviously want to start with the financial institution. You want to start building yourself up brick by brick. And that starts with establishing a connection with the bank, starting a checking and savings account. Not just so you can have a place that holds your money, but so you can start to establish things such as loans, credit cards, offers that bank may have that can help you out in the future when it's time for a mortgage, a vehicle loan perhaps. You want to establish that connection with the bank first. You want to have a rapport there. That way, when it's time for you to get something that you need, that place, that institution, whether it be a credit union or a bank, can say, we know this person. They have a good history with us. They have a good track record with us. So we feel comfortable lending to this person. So no check cashing places, no payday loan places if you can help it. That's how you get trapped. But I'll talk about that in another video a little bit more. Now, you're saving money, right? You're getting paid every 2 weeks. You're dropping a little bit in your savings account. You want to do that first. You want to pay yourself first. You want to put money away always as if it's not even there. The second thing you want to do, money permitting, is you want to take something for yourself. Whether it's $50, $75, $100, $150. Yeah, you want to take that. You want to enjoy yourself a little bit. Wetting your beak just a little bit is actually one of the underrated tools that you can use to maintain your discipline long term. One of the ways to accomplish this may be to create a sub account within your account. Many banks and credit unions offer this, and it may take a month. Maybe you can save $100, $150 a check, equaling $300 for the month. And if you're a young lady, that might be that perfume you want. If you're a gentleman listening to this, maybe it's a decent little watch. But give yourself small goals to keep yourself disciplined in the long run. Now, the next thing you want to do is reward your responsibility. And you do that by getting credit for what you already do. The stuff that you're supposed to do. Yeah, you want credit for it. There are applications out there and sites like Avail, Boom, other sites that give you credit for paying your rent on time. Yeah. With Boom, you can even break it down into 2 payments. I'm not going to go into detail. You can check out the site yourself. I'm not here to endorse any particular site. I'm here to make things easier for you. But you want to establish your credit without necessarily having to pull your credit. Once you understand that, you're well on your way to establishing yourself your financial future down the road. Finally, you want to establish some sort of secured credit card or loan. There are pros and cons to each, or I should say there are advantages to each. The advantage to a secured loan is if you don't trust yourself yet, you can maybe set up a secured loan where you don't have a card in your hand where you're not tempted to spend. Some people even set up the loan and set it up on auto pay to where it takes a small amount. Let's say the payment is $50. That payment comes out. You're making your payments on time. You're increasing your credit score without it necessarily affecting your day-to-day life. And you didn't have to pull credit to do it. It's secured. The advantage to the card, if you use it correctly, is you have a card that you can use on the fly. Maybe you can fill up your gas with it. You can rent a hotel room. You can do different things, small things that build your credit, but make sure you pay it right back. The credit cards have a higher interest rate than the loan would. Remember that. So if you want to utilize a credit card, make it work for you. A credit card for the credit companies is intended to put you in debt. If you use a credit card correctly, it's supposed to do just the opposite, and I'll make a whole nother video on that. But this is just about getting your starting your financial freedom, being a baller on a budget.